Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. My apologies for some little technological delays. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. We're going to go ahead and jump right in and get started. If you have any questions along the way, definitely drop them in the chat and I will answer those for you. So what I want to get started with first is showing everyone really some quick things that you can do in Canva that you may not be aware of. Let me share my screen really quick. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Michelle. I'm going to multitask here. We'll see how well that goes. My name is Michelle Garrett. I am the founder of Divas with a Purpose. I started off with a blog 13 years ago. Hard to believe that, but I have a 14-year-old and I started it when he was 1. And it has grown to me just sharing and teaching others the importance of using social media in a user-friendly way for the business owner and showing up consistently for themselves and making it easy for us to do so, because sometimes social media can be overwhelming, and especially in recent years, it's been difficult for many of us to balance just all the different things that we see on social media. And so I like finding ways for us to do it in a way that we are able to protect our overall mental health and wellness at the same time. So let's get started. Here is Canva. So really quick, when it comes to Canva, there is the option to have a free account, and then there's the option to have a paid account. I have a paid account, so the things that I'm showing, there may be some things that are not available if you have a free account. There are workarounds, and there is quite a bit that you can do with the free account. I highly recommend having the paid account if you are able to do so, because there's just so many things that are available, from the images that are available, the ability to adjust your templates and images and share it with your community, that make the investment very much so worth it. So what we're going to do is I am going to grab a quick template from Okay, so here we go. So this is Canva. They already have quite a few templates that are available for you on Canva, okay? And so being able to utilize these is one of the benefits of having the paid account, because you can get proposals, invoices, calendars, letterheads, mind maps, just about anything that you can think of nowadays is available in Canva. Social media, you can also make custom prints and do marketing efforts. All of this is available on Canva. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to really quickly grab an invoice, because that's the first thing that popped up. So we're going to customize this template, and I want to show you just really quickly how you are able to do that. Jennifer says, practically no-brainer money spent in business for my years. Definitely. I think this is one of the key investments that I make on a regular basis that has paid off over and over and over in so many ways. One of the things that I love about it is with the paid account, you are able to set up your brand kit. And if you have multiple brands, you are able to upload those colors and those templates into your brand kit as well. So these are my main brands colors. I'll be honest, I've been lazy and I have not uploaded the other brands that I have in there, but anyone that knows me knows that I love the color purple. So for the majority of the brands that I have, purple is going to be in there and I'm able to find it. I do also have a Google document that has all of my hex codes in there, so I can quickly go in there and copy and paste if I need to add them in there. But I also have images that are already in Canva where I can grab the hex code. So for example, you see in this photo here, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I shouldn't have clicked the photo. Uh-oh. you see right here, it says photo colors. If you have a photo or a logo that you upload into Canva, it will pull the colors that are the key colors that are in that photo so that you can easily apply those to different elements that are in your document as well. I also have my logos uploaded to Canva. I highly suggest uploading a color version of your logo, but also a grayscale or black and white version of your logo as well, because depending on the type of document that you're creating, you may need to have a darker color version of it as well. And now that I'm thinking about it, I need to also upload a white version of my logo as well. So if I have a darker colored document that I'm working on, my logo will still be able to show up that way. So those are the two things that if you have not set up in your brand kit, having your brand colors and uploading your logos, and you see my logo has gone through some changes over the years as well. And so being able to just pull that information in and easily add it to your document. Okay, so if you're wanting to come in here really quickly, and I'm going to just duplicate this page really quick because I want you all to be able to see how this applies to multiple pages when you're updating on a Canva document. Okay, so first and foremost, you have your text that you have. So also I have in my brand kit, I have the text that I typically use for the documents that I create. So for this header right here, let's say I want to use the script that let's say I want to change this right here. So up here, you see where it says Cinzel. I am going to highlight it, and then I am going to click on this, and it automatically pulls up my brand information, but it also uploads, shares the different scripts that I've recently used. So let's say if I want to do this. So you'll notice down here, you have the ability to automatically change all of the fonts that were in Cinzel are now playlist script. So if you get a template from someone and you're wanting to quickly change it so that it fits with your scheme, your branding information, that's the first thing I do is I go in there and I change all of the font to, I don't really like how that is because it doesn't look right in capital letters. So let's see. I like that better for capital letters. So same thing, I can go and change all. And so now all of these have on every single page. So even if this was a workbook, or if this was a social media graphic, everything would quickly be changed to that font. And then same thing for, apparently I moved this and didn't realize I moved it. Okay, so if I want to have the smaller font, if I want to change that, the document font, if I want to change that to something else that I use, same thing. I'm just going to highlight it, change all, everything has been quickly changed. Okay. This photo, one of the things that I tell people with photos, if you're using photos and images in your documents, especially if there are documents that you are going to be selling, be very careful that you are aware of the copyright rights that you have for utilizing those images. Of course, if it's images that you have created, then you are able to use those because they're your images. If you've gotten those images from a stock image website, make sure that the usage rights includes commercial use for sale. Okay, that's another thing also for the fonts that are in Canva. There are some limitations, and in the follow-up email that I send after this, I'm going to I'll share the documentation where you can see in Canva where it lets you know like how you're able to use the different fonts. purchasing your own fonts, and oftentimes you can get them for a very low price, purchasing your own fonts and uploading them. So you'll notice here, that I have uploaded fonts. So these are fonts that I have actually purchased and have the ability to use these. I have a what's the word I'm looking for? I have the licensing rights to be able to use these fonts in documents that I am selling. For a lot of these, if you are just giving away the product, then yes, you are still able to use those fonts because you're giving them away. But when you are selling anything for a profit and you are using things that are free, it's important to know what the terms of services are and how you're able to do that. They may not find out and you may get away with it, but I promise you, if they do find out and if someone does come after you, the price for that usage fee is definitely not one that you want to have to deal with. Thank you, Jennifer. So Jennifer said, yes, recently Canva did send up an update about the terms of services and the way they've changed it. And it's essentially saying we can't resell the photos. So the images that you see here, if you're going through and you search out an image, if you put this in here and you're putting it in a book that you are selling, you can't do that. It's against Canva's terms of service. If it's something that you are giving away and you're not making a profit on, then yes, you are able to do that, but you are not able to sell it to make a profit. There are websites that you can go and find images that you are able to resell. You'll have a resell license in them so that you're able to include them if you're using stock images in the documents that you're creating to sell that as well. And again, if you take your own images as well. One of the things I do, because I know a lot of times we want to have like background images, scenery, greenery, like I will, if I'm just out and about, I'll try to remember to take quick images and quick shots. So like if there's a co-working business that I go to, when I'm there, because the lighting is perfect and it's often not perfect in my household, but I will go ahead and, set up some different layouts of just the different things that I have or different things that they have in there so that I can take some quick images myself. You can also quickly find there are different photographers that will create them for you, or they're selling them as well, that you're able to use those for resale purposes. Okay. Let's see. And again, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to put them in the chat for me. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch out which template I'm using. I have a lot of templates, y'all don't. Let's see. Okay. Anytime you download if you purchase a template from someone, when you get it, I always recommend making a copy of it. So I'm going to make a copy of this. And so that way you always have the clean version of what you purchased or what you're using. And then you can quickly go in there and edit it and make it for what you need to. So I'm just going to pull up the workbook. This is the actual PLR workbook file that is available on my site. And I think right now it's $17. It's available through tomorrow for 50% off. And so you would be able to get this and edit it and make it look like however you need to look like. So one of the first things I will do is you'll notice that it has multiple examples of the actual pages. It has this copyright page, which is important if you are putting out content and information. You want to make sure that you do put something in there that asserts your copyright over it and lets people know that this is your content and they can't take it. And then I have multiple versions of different things that you're able to use. So what I would suggest doing is first going through and picking the workbook, like pick the cover that you want to use. Okay, so we are going to be really simple and we're just going to use that first workbook one. So I'm going to the workbook page. So I'm going to delete this one here. So now we have this. We want the copyright page. I'm going to keep an about the author in there. For this one, it's a quick, let's say we're just going to do a really quick lead magnet page or workbook. So we don't need the table of contents. Do I want to do a welcome? Yep, we'll keep the welcome in there. Overview, this is not going to have a lot of modules, so I can go ahead and delete that. Again, deleting and getting rid of the pages that you don't need. And another way that you can easily do this is go through here where you're able to see everything in one place so that you can quickly remove the information and things that you need, okay? So let's say we're going to get rid of this one. Again, you can select multiple by clicking shift and selecting them. I'm going to get rid of all of these. Let's have a quick page title. We'll keep, oops. We're going to delete those. Okay, so that's, we're going to delete those. Now we're going to go in here. And again, like I said, we're going to take, this is our main font. So this is the big font that is kind of like the title font. We're going to change that to Great Vibes. And again, you click on it and then you click change all, it changes everything for you. Let's say your colors are different. Okay, so the first thing I would go in there is edit the colors that I have. So let's say for this main highlight color for the gold, I want it to be this blue. Okay, so again, down here, it quickly changes all. So everywhere in this book where that gold was being seen, it now has that brand color of the blue. Okay. This outline color of the purple, let's say we want that purple to go ahead and be, I'm just going to stick with this blue theme here. So now we're going to change all of those. Okay, so all of that is quickly changed for you. And then the same thing with the subtitle, we're going to go ahead and change that. Let's get a different color. Let's get some green in there. I don't know if that matches, but it's going to match today. And again, we're going to change everything that is in there. Okay, I always suggest going ahead and putting your name and your information in there. And I do that first so I don't forget because my brain sometimes has its own way. So you go ahead and brand that. This is your copyright information. We can go ahead and update that information as well. And this is just a way for you where you're going to, you can do a quick Google search and find like a free template. I have put my recommendation of who I use to get my legal content and templates in there as well. And then once you update that, just going to put your name in there just to kind of brand it. And then also, I like putting my face, well, not that face. I like putting my face so people can see it. So I'm going to go here and search in my uploads and search. Here we go. Actually, I'm going to use this. So this is one of the go-to images that I use. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And again, with Canva, if you have this image here, I can quickly go and edit it and take out the background. So now the only thing on there is just me. And so I can put that in the corner. So that way my face is in this digital download. And then again, about the author, can put my picture there. Update your information. We're going to change that to be, let's go with a light yellow. Again, change all of that across the board. I suggest having a quick bio of yourself saved in a Google Doc so that you can quickly go and copy and paste that into the different documents that you create. This can also be a page that you create and have it as a separate document that you automatically add into your workbooks or ebooks or anything that you're doing. If you were to go, again, this is with the paid version, if you go to folder and then all your designs, you're able to quickly get all of your designs. And if you had this set up as a separate design, you could go in here, and I'm just gonna pick a page. Actually, I saw something with my picture on it. So I could easily just add that page. We're going to pretend like that was my bio page. So I could easily just continuously add that page into the document so that I don't have to recreate it each time. So setting up content that you consistently reuse on Canva is something that helps you to be able to go in here and edit it really quickly, okay? You can have your welcome if you want one in there. I think I did about the author, so there's no need to have that. And then the content that you have that you want to add, you can then add it into this document so that you're able to easily just copy and paste it. It already has the outline for you. And again, like this, I'm not one that likes the justified, but sometimes it works, but I'm not like one that likes to justify. So I would just go in here and update and change that to my liking and how I want that to be for my community. If you want to add some page flourishes to this to kind of jazz it up a little bit, let's see. That just came to my mind, and I may actually make a workbook that's about that. But you go in there, you put your title information, you put that information in there as well. I like also making sure that I have, for branding purposes, having my logo in there. So you can go in there and grab your logo and put it on the page that you need it to be on. Actually, we're going to keep it on the copyright page. And again, making it small and put it in here. So let's say you wanted to have this logo on each of your pages. Since you've already put it here, and if you want to have it in pretty much the same spot across the board on each of your, throughout your document, once you have it set to where you want it to be, if you copy this and then go to the next page and paste it, I'm using keyboard shortcut. So I did Control-C to copy it, and then I'm going to do Control-V to paste it. It's going to automatically put it in the same spot on the next page. Okay, so I could just quickly go through here and paste that on each of the pages that are in my book if I wanted to have that branding across the page. So that's another way we were able to quickly just go and put your information in it. This one here, let's say if I was going to use this and I'm like, I don't want it to be on that photo, so I'm just going to slide it over here. Okay, so you can easily put your branding, and this can be for anything. So it could be if you were going to, let's say if I wanted to put my website right here. Same thing, it's down there. If I go to this next page and highlight it and paste it down there, it's automatically going to show up in the same spot throughout each of the pages as well. When it comes to the images, again, I want to stress this, and I want to keep putting this out here because I do not want anyone to get into any type of copyright or legal problems. One of my clients is a copyright attorney, so I'm able to see on the back end what goes into the different copyright claims. And there's just simple things that we can do to make sure that we're not a part of that. And again, also think about it. If it was your images, if it was your content, how would you feel if someone was using it and they weren't using it in the correct way? So let's say right here for this, I wanted to just add a graphic in there. And because I already have the template in there, the frame in there for that, you can quickly just add images that you want through there. In there, you can also create simple images, based on, you can create simple images if they're ones that you're going to use frequently, and just add those again into Canva so you can easily copy and paste those into the documents that you're creating as well. Okay, let's talk about the resources page really quick. One of the things that I like about, I'm just going to use the same picture because it's easy to use because it's right there. uh, okay, so let's say we're creating a resources page. If there's information that you want them to see on your website, if you have affiliate links, whatever it is that you're wanting to do, I'm going to change that font really quickly here so you can, still can't really see it. But let's say I wanted this. So where I have this click here, I wanted this to be a URL. You can go in here and choose this link option and add in your website or the direct link to whatever it is that you are wanting to have people go to. One of the things that Canva has done recently that has been really, really helpful is that you're actually able to create a web page from a document that you have created. So if you don't have your own website yet, if that's something that you're working on, you can technically create a page on Canva and link to it in another document. So if you, let's see, I feel like I've done one. I'm going to open up another Canva. Are you all able to see the new tab that I've opened up? I know sometimes with Canva, when you're sharing your screen, it doesn't flip over. Just double checking. Yes, thank you. I appreciate you. And I'm sorry, Pam, I am just seeing your message. Oh, I missed all of these, y'all. I thought I had the chat pulled up and I didn't see the chat questions. So I'm going to come back to those really quickly. Pam, can you in the chat, can you just remind me what part of the repeat image, what I was doing when I said that? And then Jennifer asked, are you using any video templates, your own or purchase? That's my next project. Why I haven't done that. Honestly, with the templates, there are PLR video templates that you can use. Typically I will go, if I see those on sale, I will purchase those because then I have the rights to be able to use them if they're, because if they're content that will work in the background for the type of information that I'm doing. And then I try again to just when I have my camera out, or if I elicit my children as well to just take video of random things if I'm just going to use it for background. So like if I go to the beach, I'm just going to make sure that I take some video of the ocean or the birds flying around. If I'm at the park, I'll take some random video there and then upload that to my video, like to my my image hosting site so that I can easily access it and use it. So again, I know that I have the copyright and the ability to utilize that. Okay, perfect, Pam. I remember exactly what I was doing. Okay, so we're going to pretend like this is a website. If you go to where it says share, you actually have the ability, if you click on view more, and it may be because this is oh, no, right here. It says website. I can actually create this to be a website. We're just going to do like, if it was like a standard website and then open it. This is now a website. So if you're creating a resources page and you don't yet have a website, or you're trying to do a landing page, that's another option of something that you're able to do here on Canva. You can quickly do that here. And then I would just take this site, this URL here. I just use, you can use bit.ly through my actual website. I use Pretty Links, so I'm able to brand it as my own. But you do have the option to create a landing page of your own if you need that to be in the document that you're creating. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Pam, I'm going to show you again. So with removing the background, if you pull the photo in and then click here where it says edit image, you'll see background remover. It will pull out the background and then just leave you with the main focus of the photo. So if you have photos of yourself where there is information in the background, or you have a background and you want to remove that so you can just kind of have your photo standing on its own, that's one of the options to do here through Canva. Okay. So yes, I was talking about the resources page. So here with the resources page, you can create your own resources page, and then again, click more, add that, add your link here. If you need to go in here and edit the link, you can do that. If you want to test the link out, so you can click on go to link. That way you can make sure that you typed in the right thing. I definitely would suggest double checking if you are adding links to projects, because there are many times where just, it looks right. And then you go back and you're like, oops, I forgot, I forgot one letter, or I transposed some letters or something like that. Okay. And those were, for the most part, the quick tips that I had for getting these together, so that you're able to quickly be able to do that. Yes, background removal. So that is another feature that is a pro feature. Standard Canva, if you have the free version of Canva, honestly, you're able to upload images, mostly your own images, and add text. And they even limit you to the type of text that you're able to use. If you, let me show. Any of the texts here that have, you'll see here, if any of these texts here that have the little crown next to them, they would not be available with just a standard version of Canva. You do have, you have a good selection of text, but again, if you are creating something that you are wanting to sell, be mindful that those images and the fonts are not covered as being able to use for resale. You would need to get your own images and your own fonts, and there are places that you can get. Creative Fabrica is a place that I use. I'll send links to some of the different places that I'm able to get images and fonts and things like that. But you're able to get them with the license to use as a to resell things at a very reasonable price as well. And it's one of the things that it is a rabbit hole. Gina says she loves Creative Fabrica. It's a rabbit hole. It is. That's another site that I use, that I have a, I just have the monthly, I pay the monthly price for it. Let me come back to where you all can see me. I pay the monthly price. I pay the monthly fee for Creative Fabrica, because again, there's so much content on there that I think for me, it was like $15. I caught a sale on it. And I'm able to get so much content that I use for free. My rule of thumb is, if I don't use that website at least 3 times a month, I'm not going to pay. I'm not going to pay the monthly fee for it, just to make sure that you're not creating a bunch of different subscriptions for yourself that you're not using. Okay. Does anyone have any questions, or if there anything specific that they would want me to go over with Canva while you are here? If anything comes to mind afterwards, definitely feel free to reach out to me, and I can do a second part to this, and then also create some videos to be on the website as well, so you're able to access them when you need to. Any questions? Awesome. And again, I do have the templates available on my site. They are 50% off through tomorrow. So, if you again, the one that I just did, you're able to quickly go in there and edit those and resell and reuse those for yourself. I also have the social media graphics as well. Jerry says, for when you're selling Canva templates, can you use the basic non-pro fonts in Canva, or can I use? Okay, so when you are selling templates, the buyer, whoever purchases that template, they will need to have their own license. Okay. Now, if you are, because when you include it on your, if you include it on your, if you include it on your template, you need to check your license to make sure, because again, when you're purchasing that font, you're purchasing it for your use. There are some times when there will be an extended availability to use that font. And look, I've got this attorney over here. I'm trying not to look at her. But there will be times when if it's included in the fine print that you're able to resell that font, then yes. So anytime I sell templates, anytime I'm working with a client, and even if I'm creating something for them, I include the license for the photo. Like, I let them know, like, I created this for you. This is where I got the license from. This is where you can go and download it and be able to use it if it's something that I've done and I'm able to, because if I'm creating something for someone for like a fee, then that's all included if I have to go and get fonts that I need to sell. Okay. The templates, you're selling the template, you're selling the completed project for them to be able to edit and make it as their own. Does that make sense, Jerry? And I'm going to put, that is the link to my store. You're also going to get a quick email that gives you the link to everything as well. That brought another thought up, Jerry, when I was responding to that question, and then it just that quickly, it went out my head. So I'm going to, when I send, I'm so confused on how you can include fonts in your templates to sell. So when you include the fonts, okay, I see what you're saying. So for the ones that I'm selling, is that what you're asking? So I'm including what's available on Canva. You are unable, and that's in the when you purchase it, I do include that in there to let you know that if you're reselling this, make sure you have the license to the fonts that are there that you're using. I hope that made sense. And I may need to do a separate email or blog post or video that just goes over just really quickly, like how to utilize the fonts and images and things in the things that you're selling across the board. And I'm more than welcome to do that as well. You're welcome, Laura. And now that I think about it, I do have a, I'm probably going to have my copyright attorney person. I'm going to see if she can do a quick video with me within the next week or so that she can go into more detail. And that way you can get the information directly from the source, from someone that, deals with on a regular basis. And again, this is information as business owners when we are in the process of creating things for our websites and for our businesses that we want to make sure that we know so that we can cover ourselves. I'm in a season of my business that is one thing that I'm definitely sharing with people and making sure that they are aware of, because if we're going to be doing business and we're going to be, reselling things, we want to make sure that we have our bases covered. So Jerry says, I'm also confused about using CU images. What are CU images? Creative. Oh, commercial use. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Now, if you have the commercial use images, if you have the license to use them to resell, then yes, you can go ahead and put them in your own documents. Okay. That license typically is only for you to be able to use. often what I will do is, if it's a free, because there are sites that will give you the ability to download free images that you have the commercial use ability to use, then with that, you want to make sure that you are passing that information on to the person. Thank you, Phil. Reading that license is definitely something that you want to do, because different photographers use different licenses and give you different information. So before you're using those images and things that you're selling or passing on to someone else, I would highly recommend making sure that you read that license so that you're able to do it. Okay, so then it's saying it's if it's a license for you to use on, say, a book cover, a package, or a product that you sell, it's giving you the ability to use that photo. It's most likely not giving you the ability to pass that license on to somebody else for them to be able to use that license as well. So that's the key part. If you're creating a template for you to sell to someone, you want to make sure that that's the part that's covered on there. Okay. Yes. So Connect, Learn, Retreat asks, am I correct to say your template is for personal use? If we want to create a resale product, we have to get a commercial use license on the fonts. Exactly. So with the templates that I'm selling, these are templates for you to be able to use to make products for yourself to resell. You're not able to take these fonts and you're not able to take these templates and send them to someone else. Hey, Michelle, thank you. Yes, Phil, use the code welcome. And then in the email that you got, there's also, I'll send you a link to where you can just click on it and it'll automatically apply the 50%. But if you're on the site now, you can use the code welcome and it will take that 50% off on you already. And I'm just making sure I answered all the questions that are in here. If you're going to get a copy of this recording, so if there are any other questions that come to mind, if there are any aha moments that you have or anything, definitely please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Just simply reply to the email that I sent and I will be able to respond to your questions or create a video that I can send to you and make public. Like I said, I'm in a season right now. I was just talking to one of my girlfriends that one of my biggest goals and one of the things that really gives me motivation in my business is being able to pass on information and knowledge to fellow business owners. So please, anyone that knows me that that's used that reply button before knows that I definitely will, either if I have the answer, I'll get it to you, or I'll make sure that I connect you with someone that's able to get the information for you. Okay. So that is it. Have I tried the social media planner for Canva? Yes, I have, and I like it. I do like it. The only thing with this, the only thing is it's easier for me to plan out everything in one place versus going in and individually doing it. But there have been times when, it's been easy for me to just go ahead and utilize Canva to plan it out. It's super simple to use. It posts correctly. And I didn't have any issues with it as well. Jennifer says she likes it. It's hard to take multiple images from a large file and schedule each separately. Yeah, and that's the thing that I found is that with using the social media planner, it was easier to have like a separate image for each one that you want to do. But again, I talk to business owners that are starting out that may not have a social media planner, that there are, their own separate website that they're using to schedule things out. Facebook, scheduling them out on using creator content on Facebook is very easy. Once you get the hang of it, it is easy, and you can schedule on Facebook and Instagram at the same time. So that's one of the things that I like about being able to use that. All right, y'all. I appreciate each and every single one of you. If you give me about 30-40 minutes, I'll go ahead and get this downloaded and you will get a copy of the replay that you're able to watch on your own leisure. And again, if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask. Okay. I appreciate y'all and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, everybody.